Hello students, today we are going to start a new series, that is organic chemistry. There will be a series of videos on this. In this video we are going to deal with what is organic chemistry, the introduction. So organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry. It is a branch of chemistry that deals with the study of carbon compounds. Understand that it is a study of carbon compounds. Now all compounds of carbon? No. Not all the compounds of carbon, only the covalent compounds, especially the hydrocarbons and their derivatives. That is what is coming under organic chemistry. Now, we don't deal with the oxides of carbon and the oxyacid. Example, we don't deal with carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. We don't deal with carbonic acid or carbonates, the salt of carbonic acid, bicarbonates. So all these compounds are not dealt with under organic chemistry. They are studied under inorganic chemistry. Now the question is, why do we need a separate branch for the compounds of carbon? Why should we study them in a separate branch? There are two important reasons. Number one is large number of compounds. Carbon forms such large number of compounds that it became necessary to study it under a different branch. Okay, so because the number of compounds formed by carbon is large. Secondly, there is a unique properties. Compounds of carbon show unique properties. Unique means properties which are different from others, properties that exclusively belong to this series of compounds. So these reasons has compelled us to open a different branch for carbon compounds. Now, some unique properties of carbon. There are two properties which exclusively belong to carbon. Number one is the tetravalence. Tetravalence means having a valence or combining capacity of 4. Carbon can form 4 bonds, 4 covalent bonds. How? Because we know that carbon atom has the electronic configuration 2, 4. The atomic number of carbon is 6. So the configuration is 2, 4. So the valence shell of carbon has 4 electrons. In other words, there are 4 valence electrons. Therefore, carbon can form 4 covalent bonds, 4 bonds. So this is what is called a tetravalence. All the 4 electrons can be shared so that it reaches octet. Because donating electrons will not reach octet, or accepting electrons also, it is not possible to accept 4 electrons. So it will share. So covalent bond is formed. The second property of carbon, that is a unique property, is catenation. What is catenation? It is the ability of an element to form covalent bond with its own atoms indefinitely. Okay. So example, if you take a carbon atom can link on all 4 sides. It can link with another carbon atom. So it goes on endlessly like this. So this is the property of catenation. So this property is very highly manifested in carbon. Some other elements can also link to a small chain of few atoms. But carbon, it is indefinite. Okay. Then catenation leads to the formation of long chain molecules with gigantic branched structures. So you can have branched carbon atoms. The carbon can link on these sides also. So it can be linking on all 4 sides. So a network compound can be formed. So this is another special property of carbon. Now these properties of carbon are responsible for the formation of such large number of compounds by carbon. I hope you understood the special properties of tetravalence, that is forming 4 bonds, and then the catenation, ability to form long chains linking with its own atoms indefinitely. So these two properties result in the formation of such networked compounds, and therefore carbon forms large number of compounds. Okay. Now let us understand why this name organic chemistry is given. Since we are studying the compounds of carbon, why don't we name it as carbonic chemistry? Why it is named as organic chemistry? So this is a question. So what is the answer? The reason is it was actually a misconception. In the beginning, compounds of carbon were extracted from living things, from plants and even some products from animals. So since they are obtained from living things, the term organic was introduced. So organic compounds. First they were named as these compounds extracted from living things are named as organic compounds. And then the study of these organic compounds was referred to as organic chemistry. And it was later a large number of compounds are synthesized artificially and the branch became bigger with large number of compounds. Okay, so initially this name was given because they were extracted from living, and the name still continues. Okay, now carbon has the ability to form single, double or triple covalent bonds with other carbon atoms. Okay, so in other words, one carbon atom can link with another carbon atom like this. Okay, so there is a single covalent bond between two carbon atoms. It can also link like this. Two carbon atoms can have a double bond. Two pairs of electrons can be shared. So this way also it can link. It can also link with a triple covalent bond between two carbon atoms. So this carbon has 4 bonds. 3 of them is with another carbon atom. So single bond, double bond and triple bond is also possible. Now it also formed straight chain and branched chain compounds. Here we have a straight chain example. The carbon getting linked straight in a straight chain. Now here the carbon is in a branch. There is a branch also, branched chain. So this also is possible. Now the next thing we need to understand is it also forms open chain compounds and closed chain, or otherwise called cyclic compounds. Open chain and closed chain. Now here you find this compound. There are 5 carbon atoms with sufficient number of hydrogen atoms. Each carbon has got 4 bonds. So it is called N-pentane or normal pentane. It is a regular simple chain. Now here we have isopropane, isopentane it should be. So isopentane, not propane. Here we have 2, 4 and this is the 5. The 5th carbon is on the side chain. So it is a branched one. And here we have neopentane. 5 carbon atoms again. There is a central carbon and 4 carbons on 4 sides, you find. So this is a neopentane. So these are open chain. Even though they are branched and all, it is open. But here you have another compound called cyclohexane. Cyclohexane is a ring-like structure. How this ring is formed? At each corner there is a carbon. So, okay, there is 1 carbon. And there is a bond between 2 carbon atoms and therefore 2 bonds with this carbon, and there are hydrogens here which we don't, in the structure which is not shown, which is hidden. It is also there, the hydrogen is also there in it, but when we make structure we don't show it, but still it is there. Okay, hydrogen is there. Now here also we have hydrogen. So it is cyclohexane. The carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6, that is hexane, and single bond between the carbon atoms and 2 hydrogen atoms on each. So it will be C6 and H12. This is the formula. So this is a ring, a closed chain or a cyclic compound. Similarly, benzene has the formula C6H6. Here again the carbon atom and sufficient number of hydrogen, 1 hydrogen on each. There are double bonds alternately. Then there is another compound, pyridine. Here 1 nitrogen and the remaining are carbon and hydrogen. So this is also a ring compound or a cyclic compound. So organic compounds can be open chain or closed chain. That is cyclic compounds. Okay. Now organic compounds can be classified. You can find here. It can be classified as acyclic or open chain compound, cyclic or closed chain compounds. This is the broad category of organic compounds. Now cyclic compounds can be homocyclic carbon and heterocyclic compounds. So both are there. Then we have the homocyclic is alicyclic and aromatic, which is again benzenoid and non-benzenoid. So these are categories: alicyclic, heterocyclic, and here it is aromatic heterocyclic. So this is the general classification. Anyway, you don't require all this at class 10 level. So just for understanding that carbon compounds can be put into categories also. So I hope you understood what is organic chemistry, what are organic compounds, why the name, what are the unique properties. So you can watch the video again and subscribe, and in the next video I'll be continuing with this. I'll be explaining what are hydrocarbons and further topics of the chapter. Thank you for watching.